Here we go. Rowdy, you can take off your hat, please. Thank you. Once again, please turn off cell phones, all that other stuff too, and we'll have a overview from Gary, and then we'll open it up for questions for the student athletes. Gary?
In terms of the game, if you would have told me we were going to throw up 8 zeros, I would have took that. Certainly not the 5 spot. We really didn't get to a spot where we were able to solve. Kevin able to give the Beavers a lot of credit for pitching the last 2 days. Very impressive. Command of secondary stuff, especially the changes. For as old as those kids are, at a very elite level of college baseball. So congratulations to Pat and Nate. Those are good guys, good program, friends of mine. A lot of respect for them. Beyond that, what I really want to say is that 123 days ago, we started on a journey with these guys. And my assistant coaches are here. I asked them to be here. You know, it was an unbelievable time, you know, in my life for a guy that's coached as long as I have and never even come close to being a part of something that we were a part of. I asked him to create an identity. I asked him to buy into my vision. I asked the kids the same exact thing. Honesty, integrity, competitiveness, act like men, not boys, and they did it. And I was so proud of them. Obviously, a humiliating time for the program, for assistant coaches, for me, be a part of something like that, total nonsense. And the players as well and their families, nobody bought into that. But they bought into us. These kids bought into me, Mike Brown, A.J. Gora, Jake Gotro. And they did everything we asked. And it was awesome. What a great experience. And great experience for the coaches, but a great experience for the players. They learned, you know, it's a higher education, right? We're in college. And they learned that from the most humble, brutalist beginnings, you can turn something into an overwhelmingly positive experience. And that's what we've done. And we didn't get to the final 2. We got to the final 4. And I couldn't be more proud to be a part of Mississippi State baseball. We had support, obviously, early on from Dr. Keenum, from Coach Cohen and his administrative staff, game management. All those people, our managers, they're the best. You know, but really what you had was each other. And by each other, I mean the players had the players, the coaches had the coaches, and the coaches and the players had each other. And that was kind of it. And it was kind of rough those first 3 weeks on the road, as you might imagine. You know, and that's just the nature of it. But driving home from Baton Rouge on March 31st at 2-7 and 14 and 15, and I remember vividly talking with Jake to say, "Man, we're getting better, but we're not winning. We're getting better. I know we're getting better." I was positive, and so was he. You know, we're positive that we're getting better. But you know, all you had really was faith. You know, in your own evaluation of what was going on. You know, and then the next weekend it started to click. LA turned things on Sunday with a walk-off, and the next thing you know, you've beaten somebody good. You won a series finally, and then we got on a roll, and then we just thought we were good, and then we were good, and I couldn't be more proud of our players. The families bought in. These guys over here bought into me. It was a really, really rewarding experience, and that's how I feel. Questions?
Okay, Gary, we're going to start with questions for the student athletes. So if you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you and tell us who you are, your affiliation, and to whom you're directing the question. We do have these guys here for a reason now. Come on now, Kendall. Thank you.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. This is for Jake. I guess just kind of sum up, I saw you guys at that Shriners tournament, and you guys didn't play that great that weekend, but still won 3 games. I guess from that point on till now, how was this ride with this team, specifically the postseason run?
Well, the ride started in August. You get a group of guys that don't even have a baseball field to practice on. You're inside every day, rain or shine or sunshine. You're inside, and all the 6 a.m. lifts. You get really, really close to these guys, and you see the freshmen grow. You see the seniors grow. You see everybody grow as people and players. But it's a story that is unbelievable, and you hate it into short. You keep thinking like, man, we're so close to school's first national championship. It sucks to fall short, but it was an unbelievable ride, and this team was a lot of fun to play with.
Okay, Mike.
Mike Lana, Baseball America. Ethan, just what was it like going against that Oregon State lineup today? What did you see from your vantage point, and just how tough is it to pitch against a lineup like that?
Right. One thing I think that stands out about them is they hit mistakes really well. And I've always said, I've pitched against Florida, Arkansas. I've pitched against all those teams, and something that all those teams have in common is they hit bad pitches or pitches that are left over the middle. And I made a few of those. They hit them. Hats off to them. But the pitches I did make that were good, they got out, struck out, rolled over it, and stuff like that. But I competed best I could, and you just come up short sometimes.
Okay, next question. Aaron?
Aaron Fitt with D1 Baseball. Rowdey, Jake, even down, to your last out in the 9th inning, bases empty, his team fought back. What was the mood like in the dugout, and how much did you guys still believe even at that point?
Rowdey?
The mood was positive, like it has been all year. When the last time we were down by a few runs with 1 strike left. So we were positive, it was a positive attitude in the dugout. And we kept believing, and we had a little momentum, but it just came up a little short.
Jake?
Yeah, exactly what Rowdy said. Positivity all the way through. 0-2, 2 outs, nobody on, still positive.
Okay, any more questions for the student athletes? If not, guys, remember the process, okay? It's a great season. Thank you. Thank you. We'll wait for them to clear and then have questions for Gary. Okay, first question for the coach. Any questions for the coach? Okay, Kendall, bless your heart.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. Gary, just with the way the season transpired, going from assistant to interim head coach, do you kind of feel like the way this season transpired kind of rejuvenated you a little bit?
Well, I think yes. I was plenty rejuvenated last year when we went through that run, and I love this job. And I've shared that with several people, but Mississippi State is a wonderful place. And the fans are unbelievable. You guys already know that. You've experienced that. The fan support in Starkville and from Mississippi State is unbelievable for baseball. Unbelievable. I've never been a part of anything like it. We did the absolute best that we could to hopefully put ourselves in a position to continue the work that we've started with these guys. Obviously we started 3 freshmen pretty much the entire year, sometimes 4. But we've got a wonderful group. I love my assistant coaches. Our players love them. We would love to be able to continue what we've started. It's a wonderful place. Does that answer your question, Kendall?
Thanks for having me.
Rejuvenated.
Aaron?
Coach, what can you say about just the veteran leadership here and the way that, those guys kind of help steer this team to this point in the season? I mean, how special do you think that group was?
I think it's really special. I'll tell you what I think the most special thing was. I think the most special thing was from early on, the older kids let the younger guys in. And I've mentioned that a few times here in the last 2 or 3 weeks. And when you sit back and you look at it and how did we get here, and the tremendous improvement of our freshmen is kind of, some of it's unbelievable. We've had some older guys get better as well. But those young guys just got better and better and better. Than they were always in the club. They were never on the outside. And I think that speaks to a lot of our guys. Specifically, I think it speaks to Jake. I think it speaks to Elijah, Vanny, Tanner. I think those guys were fantastic in letting those guys get inside. Stovey as well, tight relationship with TA. I think they did a really, really good job of getting them in, getting them comfortable, letting them be who they are, and having them feel like they're part of the baseball family from day one. I thought it was a fantastic job by our older guys.
Okay, Rick?
Rick Cleveland, Mississippi Today. Gary, I don't know any other way to put it. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen with the job?
Well, we're just really optimistic. That's Coach Cohen's decision. He'll do a good job with it. But we're kind of in, and we'd like to stay there. I love this assistant coach staff that we have. We've started something special. Fans are in. We'd like to stay and make a run of it. It's a great place. Who wouldn't want to be the baseball coach at Mississippi State? I do.
Okay, any more questions for Gary? Thank you, sir.
All right.
We'll
Thank
see
you.
you again.
Yeah. Hopefully next year.
Thanks, Jake.
Thank you.